What's up guys, I hope you're in the mood for another entry for the special event of the month, cause that's what you're gonna get today. In case you don't know what a special event is, during a month I look at one movie per week that has the same topic during the course of a month. July is Hood Movies month. The first entry was a drama film, Boys in the Hood, the second was an action movie, Waist Deep, and today we have a comedy. By the by, I'm the movie guy and this is my review for Dope. Malcolm, Diggy, and Jib are three nerds who live in a bad neighborhood. They are picked on every day for doing things like wanting to go to college and getting good grades. One day, Malcolm meets a drug dealer named Dom who makes him talk a girl, Nakia, into going to Dom's birthday party. She says that she will only go if Malcolm goes as well. Poor Dom. Malcolm, smitten with Nakia, goes to the party and that would set off a slippery slope.
You know what a slippery slope is? Do it got anything to do with skiing? Shut your ass down.
Dom makes a drug deal, the cops bust in, and Dom stashes the drugs into Malcolm's backpack. Unfortunately for Malcolm, there are other people after the backpack aside from Dom. This is not just a basic comedy movie, this is a coming of age story. Malcolm is in his last year of high school, he wants to go to college, to Harvard to be more specific. He starts liking a girl in the movie, which is Nakia. He comes close to getting laid once as well. He parties, drinks, and sings with his band, along with all the other things that he has to do with the drugs. The dialogue in this movie is amazing. There are so many references to hip-hop culture. If you're a fan of hip-hop, you're definitely going to dig this. There are references to albums from the 90s, posters of rappers like Dr. Dre, and the funniest to me was the reference to a verse from Jay-Z, "If Jesus paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade." This is a roller coaster of a journey that Malcolm and his friends have to go through. Malcolm has to keep a hold of drugs for Dom, but he gets chased by somebody all over the city. He finally finds some sort of refuge at one AJ's home, but AJ tells him that he has to sell the product for his own good, and then they have to figure out a way to sell it and get the money without getting robbed of the money or caught by the police. This movie uses the concept of the slippery slope a lot in its dialogue, and it portrays exactly just what a slippery slope is in the movie.
You know what a slippery slope is?
A small event that leads to a chain reaction of events with unintended consequences that were unforeseen at the time of the inciting event.
And it also keeps in tune with its marketing slogan, "It's hard out here for a geek." This movie, however, is not perfect. It drags on a bit towards the end. It seems like they want to give Malcolm as much of a tough job as they can before the end. The romance between Malcolm and Nakia is not that good because Nakia appears a bit in the beginning and a bit towards the end. As for the characters, Malcolm is a smart kid who wants to go to college, but because of the circumstances, he gets involved in illegal activities that in the end shape him up to find who is the real Malcolm. His friends are not the best. Diggy is a homosexual girl. She always sticks by Malcolm's side. Jib is there as well, I guess. All the other characters appear only to make a mark on Malcolm. It's time to drop some knowledge, guys. A$AP Rocky makes his theatrical debut in this movie. According to Tony Revolori, who plays Jib, all the weed that was used in this movie was real, and most of the original music that was used in this movie was produced by Pharrell Williams, the award-winning producer. The cast definitely held up their end of the bargain. Shameik Moore plays the lead Malcolm. I enjoyed his delivery of the lines, but he constantly had this scared expression on his face, and while I can understand him having it sometimes, it seemed like he was scared even in scenes where he wasn't supposed to be. A$AP Rocky plays Dom, and I very much liked him. He was allowed to be himself. He is very charismatic, and I enjoyed his performance. Tyga also has a cameo in this movie. Lakeith Stanfield also plays in this movie. This was one of his earlier roles. This guy grew up to be a star, and he's pretty good in this movie as well. There are a lot of scenes to pick from. I'm going to go with the interview scene. There is a character who gets interviewed after witnessing a woman urinating in public after consuming drugs. He says that he was eating his dessert when he saw the woman peeing on the sidewalk and he couldn't continue to eat his pound cake. This is a very funny movie. I enjoyed watching it. It doesn't come without its flaws, of course. It's not perfect, but it was entertaining. I think that people who are into hip hop are going to get a bit more out of this movie than those who are not, but both categories are going to enjoy it. For my alternative pick, I choose Friday, another hood movie. It's about two friends who smoke a dealer's stash of weed and now have to find the money to pay the dealer by the end of the night. So, my rating for Dope is 3.5 stars.